Welcome to the Filmistines, the podcast where we discuss all things movies. Join us as we dive deep into the latest releases, revisit classic films, and explore the art of cinema. Whether you're a film fanatic or just love a good flick, we've got you covered. From Hollywood blockbusters to indie gems, we'll be breaking down the storytelling, cinematography, and everything in between. So grab some popcorn, sit back, and get ready for some cinematic magic. If you like what you hear, please consider subscribing to our Patreon at patreon.com/Filmistines. We offer tiers at the $1, $5, and $20 level, where the $5 tier will grant the ability to request films for future episodes. This is the Filmistines, where movies are more than just entertainment, they're an experience. All around you. And welcome back to another episode of the Filmistines. Thank you for joining us today on this special occasion. Today I'm joined by my Beetle collecting friend, Lucy.
Hello, everyone. I do not collect beetles.
You can catch us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for brand new episodes of the Filmistines. Some previous episodes include Slaughterhouse, El Conde, Countdown, Only Murders in the Building, our recent Patreon exclusive episode, and the two Garfield movies. Who's covered those in the last 15 years? Only us.
That's true.
But today we are discussing the recent DC film by Angel Manuel Soto, Blue Beetle, hence the Beetle collecting. I'd like to say we don't cover a lot of superhero films here, but this is our fourth, so I think we're not allowed to say that anymore.
This is our fourth? Are you including the Guardians? Those don't count.
You don't think those count?
Nah. This is our first real superhero
This
movie.
is a proper superhero movie.
Yeah.
It is. So before we say anything else, did we or did we not like this film? Do you think I like this film?
No, I don't think you like this film. I think there were some parts you might have enjoyed. I don't know if I saw you laugh at any point or even get emotional at any point. So, no, I think this was a miss for you. But I think you give them credit for what they tried to do here.
I think you thought this film was as good as most superhero films. Maybe probably not as good as Guardians or Endgame or whatever, but it fits right in the pocket of your average superhero film, I would say, for you.
Interesting. This
is the late DC film. I guess it's the last of the pre-James Gunn era of DC. And I know it was tossed around in the way that they weren't sure if it was going to theaters or if it was going to just HBO Max or whatever at the time. And I guess they had a lot of faith in it, which they should have. I will say off the top that it is easily one of the stronger DC films.
Yes.
Just because it's a competently made film. Might as well just clone Marvel if you can't change anything else up. So, and I feel like this feels very much like a Marvel movie, which I think is a compliment for superhero films go.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a compliment coming from you, but from anyone else, I think it would be a compliment.
That's fair. I mean, these movies are just not for me. Superhero movies are almost the thesis of, the kind of film I don't like or enjoy. Almost.
I don't see why.
There just really isn't a story here. Or normally. But I will say as far as Blue Beetle goes, the family thing is pretty interesting. But before I say too much, what did you think of this film?
I guess I'll start off by saying the parts that I liked, I really loved them. But the parts I didn't like just weren't enough to push this film over for me. But as I kept thinking about it, I don't know, it's starting to lean more towards the like side. But you made a very good point in the beginning. This is by far one of the better DC films. So compare it to DC, yes, I really enjoyed this film. But compare it to some Marvel films, it's not quite there. And for me, it was mainly the dialogue that just killed it. Because there were some pretty cool action scenes, not as much action as I would want from a superhero film. That's why I'm going to see a superhero film. I'm there for the fights. I'm there for the clashes and the flashes and the banter as they throw cars at each other. I don't know. I'm there for that. And I guess another superhero movie trope is either someone dying or someone close to dying and, making you all emotional. But here they completely hit that for me. So it's, it's like the dialogue was a miss, and it was a super big miss. Like I'm almost just disgusted by the dialogue. But then the emotional parts, I'm like, oh man, you really went there. And I think I cried like 3 times.
Yeah, I know DC has struggled with trying to replicate the Marvelisms, and that's Marvel themselves have become kind of a victim of their own writing, and we get a little bit of that here. They rely a little bit too much on, George Lopez trying to, with his quips.
Yep.
Which, I get it, you have an actual comedian on board. He's loved by some folks. I think he's loved, right? Everybody loves George Lopez.
I don't know someone that hates George Lopez.
Yeah. But he is just the joke the whole time. And which is not a problem per se, but it feels like it feels lazy.
Well, how did you feel about them making him a conspiracy theorist?
It matches his cadence.
Yeah.
His wild schizophrenic kind of nature that he just has and everything. That's a good match. I do like that. And I wish we could just, I'm going to have a hard time just not saying it. I wish we could have just gotten more out of the entire family, because it's just one thing that I like to bring up when it's a problem for me, that the family thing here is a huge half measure.
Really?
Yeah, because it gets in the way of what the normal superhero thing, where it is just generally a setup for some fight when there's just no story. We have this family thing that's kind of fleshed out in a loving, like on the love level, but we don't get any real family texture and family drama. I mean, I don't know where you'd put it, because it's not a family drama movie, so it's kind of a funny, tug and pull type situation happening here, and to other movies too that kind of have somewhat of an identity crisis. I wouldn't say this has an identity crisis. I would say that this movie just tried to revitalize what a superhero movie can look like I've talked about wanting.
Mm-hmm.
But it won't let go of the worst parts of what a superhero movie usually involves, and that's the whole bad guy angle, basically.
Yeah.
And it doesn't hurt it in a significant way, but it definitely doesn't elevate it. It just kind of falls exactly where it would have even without the family thing. He would have just been, although I don't know if I got to be careful with what I say, because if this movie didn't have the family thing and it just ended up being like all the other DC movies, I guess it would have been worse. So maybe that did help save it in this case, but I could see this in I guess my mind's eye just sees this as like the most Marvel movie. Although, thinking about it, everything is not a joke, or everything is not a setup for a joke, which I do appreciate. Everything does kind of involve a joke, but so it's better written in that way, I think, but I don't think it's well written, and I especially don't think it's well performed from a few people. I guess specifically the girl, Victoria? Jenny.
The love interest?
The love interest.
Yeah.
She's trash. She's probably top 5 worst performances of the year, especially her introduction with the bad guy. I couldn't believe what I was watching, that whole exchange.
Yeah.
That was pretty rough.
Yeah. So let's break up what you said a little bit, because you said a lot. I personally liked the family dynamic. I think it fit, except our main guy, Jaime. I think he just wasn't, if he wasn't part of that family, I think the family clicked more. Because when he wasn't in the scenes, I could feel their chemistry. Like the mom, the Nana, Rudy. Like I felt them. And even when I feel the chemistry more with the family when Jaime's not there. For example, when they're in the ship. But then in the ship, you introduce Jenny, which I completely agree with you. She is the worst performance of all year, and the year is not even over. But
I don't know about all year.
I'm claiming it.
You claiming it?
I'm claiming it.
She's pretty bad.
And so she ruins
every scene she's in.
She ruins that moment. And the bad guy just And this is where the dialogue issue comes from me here, I guess, with the family thing. The bad guy, what's his name? Omac?
The Omac wearer, yeah.
Yeah, Ignacio.
Ignacio, okay.
He keeps saying the way you care about your family is going to be the death of you. I don't know how he said it,
Yeah.
He kept saying
that's his Achilles heel, basically.
Right. Yeah.
Which they tried to build up.
But he just said it way too much. Like 5 times. It's like, okay, we get it. All right.
I guess it's a forced message. Literally.
Yeah. And just something about picking a Hispanic family. You're automatically already bringing the family message. You already have an uncle living with you. You have a Hispanic family. You have the grandma and the uncle living with you. You already brought the family element. Hispanics, Asians, maybe African Americans, maybe another one, but those cultures are known for their family dynamics. When you put any of them in any film or TV series, you're already giving them the family message. So maybe don't force it quite like it was here. Because some of the I thought some of the family scenes were great. Some of them. Especially when he turned. He's not saying anything. Jaime is not interacting with anybody. He's just on the ceiling turning into a bug. And everyone's like losing their shit.
Yeah. That's probably the best scene.
Yeah.
When he first changes, yeah.
Which is how any, crazy ass family would react. That's how they react when they already see a bug. Not even your brother or your son turning into a beetle.
Yeah, that's funny because that's actually a really funny thing to say because that is exactly how some people react. And being super mega ultra fucking dramatic when they see a little critter. We all have known people to flip out for seeing a little spider.
Yup.
That's funny. I didn't think about that. That's actually a really funny detail. Yeah, the only scenes I enjoyed on any level were the family scenes. And I think the strongest performances come out of the family. I mean, I think the dad obviously is, he's just a good actor.
Mm-hmm.
And the sister was pretty good too. I thought I was like, I wish we could have, I wish she could have been the actual sidekick on some level.
Yeah, and maybe not make her so dumb.
She was dumb?
I think some of the things she did or said were dumb. See, it's back to the dialogue thing. Like in the beginning, when she was taking a poop where she wasn't supposed to, or I don't know, they tried to put in a poop joke there.
Yeah, that was weird.
It was just weird. And there's a lot of weird things here.
Yeah, the weird little university is a scam or comes with an air of entitlement kind of thing. That's a little strange too. They feel like that because they that was in the very beginning and they kind of dropped it when things started rolling. There was a little weirdness happening there too.
And they never brought it back. But it's funny you bring up the university thing because if I heard correctly, they said he had a pre-law degree.
Yeah.
Which kind of irked me a little more than it should have. Because you don't get a pre-law
Oh, I didn't think about that. That's funny.
That's a concentration, my friend.
Yeah.
What's your actual degree, Jaime? Like, did you even go to school? What's going on here?
That's funny. I didn't catch that. That's actually hilarious.
Isn't that funny? It irked me so much. And I wasn't too focused in the first parts of the movies like I should have been. But they brought up his law degree or his pre-law degree again mid-film. And I'm like, what did I just hear? Okay, do you have a pre-med degree too? It was just silly. I don't know. No one on the team was like, hey, is this a real degree? I guess we're not in a real universe. So, maybe that's me. You have maybe in that universe.
You're giving them too much credit now. You're giving them too much. It is a made-up area in Texas, though. They were trying to make it like a kind of the Hispanic version of like Superman's place or Batman's place. I don't really know where they're from. Or Arkham.
Gotham.
Gotham, that's what it's, yeah.
Well,
Arkham's the prison.
Oh, okay.
I
thought all DC cities were made up.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
I thought that was a difference between Marvel and DC.
I didn't know that. That's true.
Is that true?
I don't know. I have no idea. I've absolutely no idea. Metropolis, that's where Superman's from.
Yeah, and that's not real. So I thought that's why they did that.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. They're trying to kind of stay consistent with with all that stuff.
But I don't know. Don't quote me on that. That's just what I've thought.
I did see that James Gunn said that Blue Beetle might actually be canon for the James Gunn era of DC, because he thinks it can fit in anywhere in the timeline. That it's not timeline specific, which I appreciate that acknowledgement, because it completely makes the timeline of the chronology of release for the films completely irrelevant on some level. And I think that's different, I guess, from Marvel for one, but I also think it's maybe a sign for just stronger independent films. Because the thing that holds this film back is everything to do with superheroes. Everything that goes into the superhero angle, I think, is what holds this film back, including Jaime with him being the Blue Beetle. It just completely, I mean, it's like you said, it didn't, he didn't have any real connection to his family in any meaningful way. His dream was immediately gone when he became the Blue Beetle and became this, instead of trying to outsmart and outwit the world, he all of a sudden was handed a gun, and now he could just have his way, and then he also he won the girl kind of thing and just was able to have his way. He didn't do anything, really, and so that kind of sucks, because they were setting up an actual character in a superhero world, which we don't get an awful lot of, and we didn't hear again. I guess we probably do get a lot of setups. We just never get a lot of actual development and delivery, which is fine, I guess.
And I'm okay with not getting a lot of development or delivery. Okay, I'll settle for that if you gave me enough of a light show and a fighting show.
But that's one of the problems with this film, is if you even want that, the family gets in the way all of a sudden.
Yes.
And so it
suffered from both.
Yeah, and I'm afraid to call it an identity crisis, because I feel like this movie knew what it was, and it delivered the best it could. It tried to meet you halfway, and I think it literally probably did if you timed it out, And because we made the bad guy so shallow, and we made Jaime so capable through the suit. Of course, he was completely incapable. The suit had to take over every time and stuff. But that's, they're one and the same all of a sudden, and it's just so, I don't know, it's so lazy, and
it's half measured, because you said they made the bad guy so shallow, but then probably one of the the second most heart-wrenching scenes for me was his flashback. Where we see his mom die, and even further back, his mom dies, he gets taken, and
which is completely forced.
But at least you gave me half for me to get there on my own.
We didn't get anything from him before that, really. He kept grilling Jaime about his family or whatever, and then he would give the evil bitch looks, He looked mean and angry at everyone, so I don't even know if he was giving them looks,
That's just his face.
That's just his face. And so it's just, when I saw that, when that started happening, I was just like, what it is?
Yeah.
This isn't, there's no setup for this. Are we supposed to feel for this guy?
The only very slight 2-second setup was when his locket fell out. And then that bitch, I think her name was Victoria, she picked it up and was like, I'll hold on to this. And that was it. That was the just little bit of setup we got. And that was, all right.
These films are so ambitious. They want to take down the corporate warlord, through outsmarting them and kind of forcing their hand. They want to include this struggling family dynamic, and on top of that, one of these family members is in bad health, and he was the working one, but they don't want to leave, or at least coming from her sister, she doesn't really want to leave the poor area they're in,
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just there's this weird kind of tug and pull happening in different places and stuff, and it is always just that one line that indicates these things, though, and nothing. We're getting a lot of threads that don't see. I'm afraid to say Is it an identity crisis? I don't think so, because we're living in two camps. We're not all over the place constantly. We're moving along in both camps in the same direction, kind of consistently, and they're weaving together and stuff. It's not like Teenage Kraken where you just have a soup of nonsense.
It's just awkward.
It's an awkward film, yeah.
It's awkward.
Yeah, and Jaime's not his actor Zolo. I don't know. Zolo's fine. I don't know. It's kind of a frustrating movie because it feels like it's really trying to be more than a superhero movie, but it's letting the superheroisms get in its way, and because no one knows how to write a superhero movie. There's not a movie in superhero stories. I just don't think there's room for performances. I don't think there's room for family dynamics. I don't think there's room for relationships. I don't think there's room for geopolitics, in superhero stories.
There is in the show. There is if you take it into a TV series. You have time for that.
Maybe. I guess I've never seen a superhero show. You would think so. But I feel like the ambitiousness of it always puts those little things in quotes, that little family things, things that are, your little country things when the universe is in trouble and stuff. It puts all these little things on the back burner. The things that really matter to a human story, those things get put on the back burner, and then it ends up just being, the spectacle fight show. And then it's just, I don't know. I guess if you're into that, you're into that. I mean, I guess that's good, because there's probably more of that than the other way. And that's just, it's just maybe one of these situations where everything is just not for everyone,
That's true.
And movies like Blue Beetle and maybe even Little Guardians or something, or probably several other hero movies, they try to be more than just a superhero movie when they just need to be a superhero movie. Like, I feel like...
Yeah, because one of my other favorite scenes was when he cut that bus in half.
That was cool.
That was awesome. And that's all we got. And I know he's, he just got this suit. He just got these powers. So he's a little incompetent.
Which I like. I like that angle in superheroes. I guess it's a little bit of a trope, because we get that with Miles, and I think that we get that with our Tom Holland Spider-Man, I feel like, in the first movie.
I don't know. I think they made him a little too incompetent, because he didn't try anything.
Yeah, he was completely incapable. Yeah, because the suit had to take over.
Yeah.
Which
I thought it was funny, but then at the end, when he's getting his ass kicked, I was like, why didn't you just get what's the suit's name? Kaji? Yeah, Kaji-da. So why don't you just get Kaji to take over for you? You did that back then. Now you're against it? I don't know what's going on here. And then she rebooted.
Yeah, I don't...
Like, what?
Yeah, I don't know. What they probably should have done in this movie, here we go, is focused on Jaime's lack of ability to connect with his family. And through the movie, we explore his relationship he forms with the suit. The suit recalibrates his ability to maybe connect with people, or just connect, just in general, and that can kind of help facilitate, rekindling his relationships with his fam. And then that's it, because we wouldn't, we don't have time for anything else.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like taking this movie in that direction, because that's not what they were going for whatsoever. And I don't think that would have made it better. Maybe they just shouldn't have had a talking suit.
Or they could have made it more like Venom, where it was just a parasitic thing.
Yeah.
But that's not Blue Beetle either, I guess. I feel like it's just inherent to the superhero thing, and maybe it can be a little bit better fleshed out on TV with a series, maybe. But I feel like no matter where you place a superhero story, it gets way too ambitious for what is really possible on screen. I really don't see a working superhero show, movie, or anything really.
I think you're just hating on superheroes a little too much. You never watched Daredevil?
On Netflix?
Yeah.
No, I've never seen
That
that.
was actually pretty good.
I heard that. I also heard Punisher was good too.
I didn't watch.
With Shane.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't watch that. And I also watched The Flash.
Oh, the CW show?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
And I like that one quite a bit too.
I know there has been a lot of love for those CW shows. They're all coming to an end, actually.
Oh, okay.
I think they're all kind of funneling into a final arc of the show. The many shows, Arrow, Flash, Superman, or whatever. There's several of them.
Yeah. So I think there is a lot of potential there. There's a lot of love there just for superhero shows anyway. But I don't think this movie suffers from a lot, really. I think it was just not followed through and just awkward. I don't know if it was awkwardly written or just awkward performances. Probably a little bit of both.
And direction, probably.
Yeah. So I don't know if that would be something that could fix it. Like, I mean, Jaime here is not a bad actor. So maybe it is a direction thing. But, you know, when he comes in the beginning and, you know, quote unquote saves Jenny from what? You know, when she offered him the job or when she offered him to come to the office. Mm-hmm. Because Jaime saved her. What did he save her from?
Yeah, I guess Jaime think that was gonna, like, what did he think that was gonna happen?
Exactly.
Like the OMAC guy was gonna fucking murder Jenny right there?
Exactly. Like that was just a really awkward thing for me. Like, and it is that a McMuffin? It made him go into the thing and then she handed him the chicken box with the Beetle. Can action be a McMuffin?
Yeah. I mean, I think anything can be anything that acts as a catalyst.
Does it have to be like a tangible thing?
No, I don't think it needs to be a tangible thing.
Okay, so that's pretty important, that scene. You know, it's when they first meet and then here's the love interest, so it's a really important scene for a lot of critical parts of the film. And it's just fucking awkward. And I know you've brought up this point earlier, but it's also very awkward giving him this, you know, fake degree and just keep making the point that when he's over here cleaning. I don't know what he was doing at the hotel. He was just cleaning.
Yeah, it looked like he was a little bit of just the
server,
the guy who did everything.
Okay. And they don't really go anywhere with that. Them losing the house, they don't really go anywhere with that. I guess the house gets destroyed.
Yeah, it becomes just a funny setup.
Yeah.
Set up for a little ha-ha. The house is destroyed. They're not going to want it now. And then...
Yep, that's it.
It would have been funnier if they had all the guys in the area come back and start rebuilding the house.
That would have been awesome.
That would have been hilarious, too.
Family thing right there.
Yeah, they might as well have done it after the little instances of being mega force with OMAC guy.
Yeah. And he, Jaime was just awkward with his suit. And not awkward in a cute way where he's learning. It was just awkward. His, comebacks to the bad guy, awkward. I don't know. I think it suffered more from that than actual identity.
I think that's well said, because it does clear something up in my mind that it doesn't match the identity crisis kind of profile. It's a little more nuanced than that. This is not a teenage Kraken failure. Yeah. This is just got some kinks that need to get it straightened out. Yeah, I know I think you fell asleep during the introduction of Jenny. I got to watch that twice. And when I paused it, I was thinking, man, was that really bad? It reminded me of how, when you're like 5 years old, or maybe 10 years old, and you say, you pretend to smack someone, or you just pretend to smack yourself, and you're like, this is a good actor, this is a bad actor, this is a really bad actor, kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like she was doing, except she was all just bad. Like, she was like, we got the bad take, where's the good take? Her responses, I guess, felt delayed. Like, she was waiting for the other actor lady to say her line so she could say hers. It felt just like that. You know what I'm saying? Can you see that?
I can see that. Because definitely something about her was off.
Like, I was like, I felt like she was at any second gonna look at the camera and be like, "Did I do good?" You know, kind of thing. It was, she was unbelievably bad.
Yeah, she was rough.
I wonder, is this her first movie?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
No, she's been in a few movies, it looks like.
And TV shows.
Oh, I see that, yeah. Yeah, she's got a long way to go. I mean, it could be a directing problem, but I'm going to say this one did not quite, as far as Jenny goes, it did not quite feel like a directing problem. Although I think there were some directing issues in general. I think that's where a lot of the awkwardness comes from. So it's a little bit of column A, column B, probably.
Yeah, because I think with Jaime, we definitely see more of the directing issues. But with Jenny, it's the actor or actress issues.
So are you cool with the actual premise? You know, he all of a sudden feels obligated to get involved in this corporate warlord shit and wants to stop, her helping the greater good, whatever she's doing.
I'm okay with it. It's as basic as any superhero movie. That's what they all kind of want to do. But then here we have him being really motivated by the death of his father, which was very heart-wrenching for me to watch there. Not only did you kill his dad, but you gave him a reason. It wasn't, he was hurt in battle. He had a fucking heart attack. And we already knew he had heart problems.
Yeah, that was definitely the best setup.
Yes.
His dad, everything to do with his dad was the best setup of the whole movie. His dad had probably the best arc and overall performance. Like, that was...
I mean, the dad did great. George Lopez did great. Nana did great. She came in the back there and just gave her A game. The mom was just okay. We didn't get a lot from her. Milagro, the sister, she was great. But our two main guys here just weren't. But yeah, I was okay with it. Nothing to applaud, but okay enough. I really enjoyed some of the props that were in the movie. I think they did a fabulous job with the house and the kitchen. We spent a lot of time in the kitchen, and just the small details of a Hispanic household. And I mean, really, it's not even a Hispanic household. It's just a poorer household. And, you see the gallon jug, you see all these trinkets, you see the table filled with shit, you see big ol' mismatched family photos hanging on the wall. And I think there was a lot of love that definitely went into the kitchen. And, we even said earlier that that's probably one of the best scenes where he turns and everyone's screaming and everyone's yelling and overreacting. I also really liked the bug ship thing. That was pretty cool.
The bug ship was cool, yeah.
The bug ship is awesome.
Yeah, it's like a big scarab.
Yeah. And then the gadgets that that Jenny's dad had in there, those were pretty cool.
Yeah, what do you think about that reveal?
That her dad was still alive? You called it before. You took the... You're like, yeah, her dad's alive. I was like, what? No, he's not. And then he was alive. So
I'll be quiet next time.
It just... I didn't even know what to think. I was just thinking, this guy.
I did like the little texture of her dad not being compatible with the Beetle, and then he finds someone who is compatible with the Beetle, and he's trying to study it. And then I can't remember what happens to that guy. I guess he dies because the Beetle is no longer with him. He's with Jaime. So.
Yeah.
Because isn't that what he said? Isn't that what they said? That if the Beetle is removed, you die?
Yeah.
So he must be dead.
Or I guess he said the only way to remove the Beetle
is by
dying.
Okay.
Which I don't know if that's the same thing.
Yeah, virtually the same thing. Yeah. Equivalent. Yeah, I can't imagine why they chose Jenny's actor. Like, they didn't have anyone else.
I guess not.
Like, it would have been better if Jaime just found the Beetle thrown away in a garbage can or something, And then he gets tracked down, and then he has to,
Yeah, I guess we kind of need her for her dad, in a way.
In the ship, I guess.
And the ship, and
the gadgets.
Saving him. Okay, she's kind of important. But definitely another actress.
Yeah, she's rough.
I did really enjoy all the like Mexicanisms that they put in this film, and that was probably my favorite part, and definitely something that elevated it for me more than it should have.
Yeah, I saw that he wanted, I guess Angel here wanted which I guess I'm kind of two minds on this because it's a mega forced, but he wanted the things that came from the heart within the family to be spoken in Spanish, but just saying that, is manipulative because it's you're clear cutting, forcing, straight from the heart shit right down, whoever's watching because it's, spoken in Spanish. You're like, okay, it's like, I guess it would have been better if he just never said that so no one can fucking go find him saying that, the director here.
You know what? I didn't really catch that because most of the Spanish was bad words or mocking words. And I guess a lot of, maybe not the bad words, but the mocking words are kind of heartfelt, like a nickname. I guess kind of sweetly calling someone a motherfucker, kind of like that. But heartfelt? I mean, it's just like giving someone a nickname. I don't understand. There were no huge conversations that happened in Spanish. Yeah, I don't see that.
I mean that's a good point because the most heartfelt conversation came between Jaime and his dad outside when he was drinking.
Yep.
And that was in English.
Yep.
Or some of it was. Most of it was. The important stuff was.
Yeah.
The setup for his fucking death was,
God damn.
That's where they set it up right there, could you tell? When you have heart-to-hearts like that, someone's dying.
Rudy didn't die.
Yeah, they tried to do a little switcheroo there, didn't
Yep,
they? Because they set that up with his dad, and then later they set another one up with Rudy, and then his dad dies right after. You get a little switcheroo right there. That's fun. That's fun.
Yeah. But back to the Mexicanisms. It's funny you bring up the Spanish thing because there were a lot of bad words in Spanish. And some of them were so bad, I don't know if you noticed, that they didn't translate them, like in the subtitles. They didn't even try. I mean, some of these words I would never dare repeat, say them out loud. I'm surprised they got away with them.
What was it rated? Is it rated R?
I don't think so.
It seems like, to be honest, it seems like cuss words and any flavor are fine for PG-13. It seems like you only get your R ratings when you have like super drug abuse, nudity, gore, really gory shit, things like that.
But
Rape.
why didn't you translate them?
Yeah, that's...
If you don't care.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, this is very much a film for a 10-year-old, which is funny that you say that because it's a film for a 10-year-old. Although 10-year-olds are cussing the storm up, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, maybe it's trying to talk to the real 10-year-old at the same time.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I didn't cuss when I was 10. Maybe you did.
I don't believe that.
You don't believe that?
No, not 1 minute.
And then I've told you a million times, I don't fucking dare cuss in Spanish. Heck no. That sounds way more harsh.
That's funny. Yeah, I don't know any Spanish cuss words.
And I really like the Mexican music they put in this film because it's not your who's big right now? Who's a big
Bad Bunny?
Yeah. It wasn't your Bad Bunny, your Shakira, like your attempt
or your basic ass Selena.
Yeah.
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 Super stereotypical.
She's Mexican American. It was your like you've only heard that Mexican music if you grew up with Mexican family or friends, like straight from Mexico. And I like that his family were immigrants. I thought that was a nice touch to add to the whole family thing because there's nothing closer than immigrant families. So it's just those nice little touches that if you're smart, you're going to pick up on them.
Yeah.
You didn't need to spoon feed those to us. It's shit like that adds the meat, but then they ruin it. And even the cartoon that's in there that I was telling you about.
Oh, yeah.
He's a superhero. And he is a bug. He's a grasshopper, I think. So that was kind of cute that they...
Are there a lot of Hispanic superhero bugs?
I have no idea.
Kind of like there's a lot of... Kind of like how every like electric villain or bad guy is a black guy in Marvel.
They're black guys?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about that. I guess the only electric guy I'm thinking of is the one in Iron Man 2. And he's Hispanic.
There's an electric guy in Iron Man 2?
The villain.
Oh, shit.
Right? I guess he's got cables that like spark.
Oh, he's
and
Russian.
Shit. What did I say?
Hispanic?
No, he's not Hispanic. He's the one that...
Oh, he's Mickey Rourke, I guess. So he's American.
Oh, that's funny.
I think.
I don't know. Whatever he is.
He's an odd-looking fellow, I tell you that.
I think we brought up someone else before that we said looked like him. That was Hispanic.
Oh, the guy from Meg 2. He was a Hispanic guy. It was a cross between Mickey Rourke and another Hispanic guy.
Danny.
That's right.
Danny
That's
Trejo.
right. Danny Trejo. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Okay, so whatever that guy is, he's electric. And then I'm just thinking Pikachu now, so.
Yeah, it's gone.
But no, I don't know about that. I just know that guy is a bug.
And that seemed like a deep cut.
Yes, super deep. I've never seen that in anything.
Yeah,
resembling
that's cool. That's cool. There's a lot of authenticity here. Well, overall, pretty big miss. I thought after watching the trailer that this might be a decent film, but it ended up being just another. I guess it's not saying a lot, but it should have just gone to HBO Max and not to theater.
Damn. That's saying a lot.
Is that saying a lot?
Yes.
When a film like Prey, the recent Predator film that came out a year or two ago, goes straight to Hulu and is pretty good.
Oh, that was awesome.
And it it goes to Hulu and that's it. All right, it's fucking left there to die or have success. So I don't know how they track that, what that means to them. But then you have this that's in question to go to one or the other. And then is released to theaters exclusively, and it is what it is. It's just not that they're related. I guess one's Disney, one is one is Warner Brothers.
Yeah, that's a very interesting point. And when I saw the trailer, it didn't look, whoa, I want to go see that. But then I heard George Lopez. I was like, was that George Lopez? And then I kind of wanted to go see that. It didn't look super captivating.
No, definitely not. I thought it was really interesting from one angle to me because it felt like a clash between like Iron Man and Venom.
Yes.
And just how the trailer was kind of laid out and how it looked like how their relationship with his suit looked and how he moved around and fought and stuff, and I guess ultimately the story too with the whole weapon commerce.
Oh, yeah.
Which is fun, but maybe a little bit of a trope, I guess, too. I think that's also in one of the Spider-Mans. But yeah, man, do you have any final thoughts for me on this film about a blue beetle?
No final thoughts. They're empty.
Do you have any thoughts about the poster? Because I'll tell you what.
I'll let you go first then.
This is the worst fucking poster I've ever seen. It's exactly the kind of poster that sucks dick.
I do like the color scheme here with the pink and the purples and the blues. Very nice. But that's it.
Yeah, very neon.
Almost 80s. But that's it.
Do you like the suit? Do you like his suit?
No.
You don't like his suit?
No. I like his sword a lot.
Yeah, that just reminded me how what's the thing's name? Kajida,
yeah.
How I think it told him at one point that if he can think it, he can make it. Like he can, materialize it.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that. I hate that. I hate that they said that. I hate that he did it. I hated that. And that's when he whipped out the big sword. Too.
Yeah.
That's a cool effect, and it had like a force field sonic shock type thing going on, and that was fun, but...
Or, what's his name? Kisame from Naruto?
Kisame?
Kisame is the town in Florida.
By Orlando.
Yeah, by Orlando. That shark looking thing from Naruto. His sword's a little like that. I guess that's what it reminded me of it.
Okay. You could say that.
All right, maybe I need to go rewatch Naruto.
Yeah, but this is what I've been telling you about with posters, with the strange placement of faces and characters, and it is so laughable. Whoever's getting paid to make this shit, I don't know, should be what?
Because Jaime's on there like 3 times. Why?
That's a fucking problem. That is not okay.
Yes.
I'm with you. That's one of the things that happens in stuff like this. These weird, I guess you call them collage of people. No, like it's stupid. It's so fucking stupid. I think he's on it 4 times actually.
Yep. I think you're right.
What?
Why? Why are you putting him on there 4 times? Why is Non-Sanchez on there?
Why is Slaughterhouse's poster better than this one? This is among the most expensive films to come. This is the type of film that is, among the most expensive films to come out in a year, right? A superhero film like this is, it's not a Slaughterhouse. It's not a Evil Dead Rise, You'd think they'd hire people who can fucking make posters, but I guess there must be a institution. I don't even want to call it a university. Poster institution. Where all these motherfuckers end up going to school or something at. A class, an online class, $19.99 a month. And they just end up, they teach this method, this composition, and then they hire people who master the composition, and then it's just like a cycle, and then they like are gaslighting everybody into thinking that this is how you make posters. This is the way you make posters. And it's not just posters. I'll tell you another big culprit of this is video game boxes, especially here in the US. I don't know. I would assume that other countries have different posters for movies, but I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But they often do for video games. And I swear to God, every Japanese box is better than its American counterpart.
Why am I not surprised?
It's stupid. Why do we always gotta have guys standing next to each other into a triangle or a rhombus or a fucking diamond? Does that make you want to go see this movie?
The colors are pretty. So it makes me stop, and then makes me think 80s and just kind of chaotic, so no. But at least I stopped with the colors. If they wouldn't have had some of that neon pink, definitely wouldn't even stop.
Like there's not even, oh my God. There's like not even a line of focus happening here. Like where's your eye go to? Where does it gravitate first? And where does it go?
Giant Jaime in the back.
And then where?
Just there. My eyes don't want to go anywhere else.
It's a fucking mess. Like, it's just I don't want to look at it. It's a joke of a poster. It's the poster on the Wikipedia if anyone's interested. All right, man. What is your budget guess for this?
70.
Oh, 70. Okay. That's
It wasn't Marvel, and it wasn't 3 hours long like Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Batman. So I didn't think it would be in the hundreds.
Yeah.
In the 100s.
It's a 2-hour movie, and I feel like we didn't get any story out of it.
Holy shit, that was 2 hours?
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I feel like we probably could have gone another hour to get something out of this shit. But it says here that it was 104 million. So you were off by quite a bit. 104.
Wow.
Pretty expensive.
Spent on the costume?
I don't know, man.
The costumes, I guess.
There were quite a few sets, quite a few locations.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Quite a few people.
That's true.
Maybe they destroyed an actual house. They built and destroyed an actual house. No,
it makes a little bit of sense.
Yeah, it seems fitting. But it was a huge flop at theaters. It made 128 million. So
damn.
Yeah, that's probably it for Blue Beetle, especially after the change and at Warner Brothers. I think it's the worst performing superhero film of all time. Or of the last 20 years, I should say, since the DC cinematic universe, whatever, and MCU. Yeah.
Ouch.
And it's like not that bad compared to some of the others, Oh yeah, man. Thank you for that. Do you have a game for me today?
I do have a game for you today.
What? What's your game? What kind of game?
Today's game is Blue Beetle better than this other superhero film I'm about to name?
That's funny.
You ready?
Yeah.
Blue Beetle or the Suicide Squad, the 2021 one.
The recent one.
Yeah, the recent one.
Suicide Squad.
Andrew Garfield's The Amazing Spider-Man.
The first one?
The first one.
I don't know. That's a good one. Probably Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. Because I think that they just had a little bit more fun. I don't know. There was some fun and love in this movie for sure. Just didn't know how to make. They just didn't know how to make a proper movie. You know, there's a lot of love in this. But I feel like Andrew Garfield's movie. I haven't seen those since what 2011. I don't know.
Yeah.
But probably gonna go with Andrew Garfield.
All right. The new Shazam.
Oh, Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle. The new one?
Yes.
The second one?
Yes.
Oh my god, Blue Beetle. The new Shazam is probably the worst superhero movie I've seen.
Oh my god.
Worse than Black Adam. And I didn't know that was going to be possible.
Oh, is that the Rock one?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, the beginning of Black Adam is so fucking bad. Oh my god, dude. But Shazam's worse. Shazam. That film needs to be studied. You know how I've talked about this class of film, you know, where we study the worst of films?
Yes.
Shazam, the second Shazam needs to be part of that.
Oh my gosh. All right. Black Widow.
I'm going to say Blue Beetle is better than Black Widow.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Although.
All right. Unbreakable.
Oh, Unbreakable.
All right.
Much better. Unbreakable is
probably the best one I've named so far.
Yeah, it's probably in the top 5 best, like, in quotes, kind of superhero movies. Hero movies, yeah.
The first Deadpool.
You're
thinking about it?
Deadpool.
Okay. All right. You say
Not by much.
Oh.
But Deadpool.
I love the first Deadpool movie.
I mean, again, I haven't seen it since it came out, but I'm shooting
Me
from the
too.
hip. But I'm gonna say the Deadpool movie because it just those films, no fucking doubt, know what they are. Are you on board? Is the question. You know.
That's true.
I'm not completely on board, obviously, because they're hardcore comedies, right? They're like Hangover-esque comedies, so they're a little, you know, they're very hyper specific, but they're fun. They are fun, and of course, what's his name? Ryan Reynolds he was born to play that role. He obviously probably is never going to be able to unplay that role. He is just Deadpool now, you know?
Hey,
kind of like how Johnny Depp is just forever Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yep.
Not because that's what you see when you look at him. That's just his cadence. His that's just how he carries himself. It's just how it is. So yeah, Deadpool. That's it. We should rewatch those.
Yes, we should. Batman versus Superman.
See, that's a good one. That's a good duel.
I don't think that's a good duel. I think
a
very clear answer here.
I think Blue Beetle is probably better.
Yes, definitely. I've never seen anything so bad in my life.
The award-winning director Ben Affleck as Batman is pretty rough.
Yes, he is. All right. Captain Marvel.
Blue Beetle.
Okay. All right. 2 more. Venom.
The first Venom?
Yes.
Man, they're right on the same page.
I think I agree with you on that one.
I'm going to say Venom.
Yeah.
But not Venom 2. Venom 2 is kind of almost as bad as Shazam 2.
Shit.
It's pretty bad too.
All right, last one. Big Hero 6.
Oh, Big Hero 6.
All right.
Yeah.
Good. I just had to end on a positive here.
Yeah. There's a lot of there. See, and I think that is generally a good sign for Blue Beetle to kind of fit in the kind of fit with the rest. It's definitely not a Shazam, but it's definitely not a Guardians Volume 3, you know? It's probably as good as the second Iron Man, you know? It's probably as good as the first Captain America, maybe. I'm not sure. I haven't seen those in so fucking long.
It's definitely better than Iron Man 3.
Yeah, I remember Iron Man 3 being pretty rough.
It's rough.
I saw that at a drive-in. I think it's the last movie I ever saw at a drive-in. Not that I've seen very many.
I saw it at the movie theater. opening night, and I guess back then I had an iPod Touch, and it fell out of my pocket, and the whole screen cracked. I mean, into a tiny million pieces. Some of the glass like just came off. I probably cut my finger on that thing multiple times. I have a
Dang.
very vivid memory of
Before the movie or after?
after. So I guess I wasn't bummed during the movie.
Because that would have somehow that would have been worse if you broke it at the beginning of the movie
Yes.
and you gotta fucking sit there and think about what just happened for 2 hours. That would suck ass. That was an excellent game. Yeah, I like that one. That was a good one. Well, man, thank you for watching this film with me.
You're welcome.
This was a dry watch. I have a hard time watching these films that just don't get anything out of me. So excuse me for my monotoneness.
Well, you were dry, but I was crying.
Yeah, I got to give you a bone or two every now and then. You
Yeah.
know, with something. I know you like superhero movies. I know you like.
do.
I know you like just big, flashy spectacle movies. So
I
we gotta
do.
throw you one here and there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I'm curious. I'm always a little curious about like where these are at. You know, what they're doing and stuff.
Especially with a new Latino superhero.
Yeah, he's the first.
He's the first.
And it
So-
sucks that he's like the worst performed one superhero, not Latino.
First Latino.
No, we've got some great performing Latinos. The guy who did Bardo, it's a great movie. I
Yeah.
can't say his name. He's got a mega Hispanic name.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
I don't know his name. I mean, George Lopez is probably one of the
George
top Latinos out there.
George Lopez is arguably probably the most famous Latino ever,
Yes.
especially for like younger people. That show, dude, was insane. That carried the entire night, you know?
Yes.
On Nick at Night.
You could at least count on George Lopez being there.
Can you believe that show got canceled?
It got canceled?
It did not
Really?
finish.
It
It
didn't
got
finish?
canceled.
That sucks.
Right when they were about to wrap up like George's like father issues with
Mhm.
Benny, his mom.
Yeah.
And like her remarrying and like falling in love with that Randy, I think his name was. I don't know why I remember this.
Yeah, I'm surprised you remember this.
And it got canceled.
I didn't know it got canceled. I
It-
thought I just didn't finish it.
Mm-mm.
Dang. Did the other stupid shows, maybe you liked them, I don't know, but the shows that came on either before or after George Lopez, like Roxanne and Home Improvement and those Bobo shows,
Those are classics.
did those finish? You're telling me those got to finish?
Oh yeah, especially Roxanne. That got a sequel
that was
that came
the
out
worst shit.
with their kids.
I would turn the TV off and pull out a book.
And the nanny eventually got the guy.
I did like the nanny.
The nanny was great.
Yeah.
Home Improvement, I didn't like when I was really little, but as I got older, like in high school and stuff, it grew on me a lot. Kind of like
No.
King of the Hill. That was a similar show
Mm.
where I'd watch it, and it basically bore the shit out of me, but it was, one of the few adult cartoons, so I would watch it. And as I got older, I liked it more and more. And then I liked things like Family Guy and Futurama less and less.
No, I was so quick to turn the TV off when those came on.
Yeah.
If I hadn't learned how to roll my eyes,
Dang.
that taught me how to roll
Dang.
my eyes. Those shows right there.
The shows I didn't like on Nick at Night were Full House,
I love Full House.
Family Matters.
I didn't like Family. Oh wait, is that the one with Steve Urkel?
Yeah.
Oh, I like Family Matters.
I didn't really it kind of grew on me, but I didn't really like Everybody Hates Chris. That one was okay.
That was okay. Yeah.
But The Nanny was my shit. Because George Lopez eventually got taken off Nick at Night, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I stopped watching TV in
And
high
then
school for sure.
The Nanny became one of the main shows I watched because they just, I don't know, I guess they got all the rights. They got the rights to all the episodes. And there's a lot of Nanny episodes, so I watched a
That's
fuck ton
cool.
of Nanny. And I can't remember any of the others. Yeah, Roxanne, never liked Roxanne, but that did get a sequel show. Like, you know how they did these shows where they basically rebooted it with like Fuller House or whatever.
Yeah.
With the kids or whatever. Roxanne went through the same thing. Oh, you know who's in it? the girl, the younger sister in Shameless.
Debbie?
Debbie's in it.
Oh, interesting.
Yep. I don't know if it's any good, but
Hmm.
Yeah, man. Thank you for watching this film with me. I had, I like watching movies with you.
I'm glad you were there.
I'm glad you were there. I'm glad I didn't have to do this alone. And that's about it. Thank you guys for listening to this episode of the Filmistines. Remember, you can catch us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on all of your platforms. And go check us out on YouTube. We're putting videos out on YouTube. Slowly but surely, we're going to add each of them. We got to make these thumbnails, It's takes some work to make the thumbnail and still getting used to that and everything. So go check us out on YouTube. Support us. Leave a comment. Leave a nice review. Subscribe. Go to our Patreon. Drop $1.
Ooh.
To get all of our exclusive content. We got lots of videos over there. Go count them. But until next time, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And that's a wrap for today's episode of the Filmistines. Thanks for tuning in and joining us on our cinematic journey. We hope you enjoyed our discussion and gained some new insights and perspectives on the world of movies. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform, especially Patreon at patreon.com/Filmistines, and follow us on social media for more film-related content. We love hearing from our listeners, so if you have any feedback, suggestions, movie recommendations, or book recommendations, please feel free to reach out to us. Until next time, keep watching, keep loving the magic of movies. This is the Filmistines, signing off.
That one was kind of gross. It was kind of gurgly.